This is the Mount Vernon Pioneer Cemetery. I happened to see this today. I thought this would be very interesting to do a short walkthrough of this surely rather historic cemetery. There are many pioneers buried in this cemetery. It is a classic pioneer cemetery. It is mostly volunteer maintained. It is not a maintained cemetery in the sense that everything is manicured. It is mostly natural here. This is not a kind of cemetery where all the lawns are neat. So this is what you would see in the good old times. So again, a good old-fashioned country cemetery. So let's take a look. We'll walk down here and we'll just kind of give you an idea of the way the tombstones and it's laid out. You'll notice there's a road that goes around, looks like about 2/3 of the cemetery, but there is no road on the portion that faces this road here. But everywhere else there is access. So, and this is the main path. And you can see on either side that there is various kinds of tombstones, all different types. There's quite a few military tombstones in this cemetery also, I see. There is in the middle a little kind of utility shed pump house, I guess. So let's take a look at the sign here. I believe this cemetery is maintained mostly by volunteers. So if you want any further information, here is their sign. See, of course, there is some, probably in the summer, some beautiful trees in this cemetery when the summer comes. Looks like some trees have had some damage. I understand there was a ice storm 2 or 3 years ago that damaged a lot of trees in this area, but as you can see, there are a lot of people, I assume, have planted trees over the years by their loved ones. You see various trees just here and there, small trees and shrubs of all types in this cemetery. You see also, looking south over there, there's a couple everywhere. Trees that have been, I assume, planted by loved ones here and there. There is also various styles of graves that you'll see, it seems, in the cemetery. You'll notice, for instance, this is actually concrete poured over the graves. I guess a kind of vault, and a lot of you'll see that as we walk through here. For example, we also have see in some spots this style where the plot is actually covered with gravel. It has a gravel top, and of course that is actually literally a vault. We're actually looking at concrete edges, and it's the same on this side. It's overgrown, but you can see we have tombstones, and then it's inside the plot itself is surrounded by concrete liner, I would assume. And we also see over on this other side there's several other plots that have actually concrete, or perhaps that might even be tarmac. I'm not sure, but that is, so if you are someone who is interested in the various kinds of grave preparation, this place probably has all sorts, because you see in these, this actually might even be, well, it might be concrete. And I'm seeing, just in looking around, that the plots surrounded by this are common here. And you'll also notice that we will often have, here in this case, someone has planted bush, and of course it has grown, I assume, over the years, and it frames the graves. There's actually literally, they've grown together and they've cut a hole here. So we'll go down to the end here just to give you another view of what it's like as we come down. And of course this is just a gravel road, and you'll see, even, I don't know if you can see it way in the far, there's even just a wooden cross, it even looks like. There's, it's about everything here. I believe most of this stuff you see here is people decorating their graves of their loved ones. So we'll come down here toward the end. It has a fence. It has its fence here. It must be interesting for the folks who live next to a graveyard. And then this is, of course, the road that goes. Okay. Now this, of course, is very interesting that they have this notice here, because you've just seen that we have bricks, shrubs, pre-shrubs, and of course we have trees, bricks, and shrubs everywhere. So I don't know when that rule probably was, because of course you see a big tree sitting right there, and it's in the middle. It is literally in the middle of the garden, in the plot. I also wonder, we see this here, if maybe this cemetery expanded at one point, or because this is obviously a chain for, and yet there's like nothing here. Okay, and again, as we go down here, we see trees, bricks, and shrubs. So there's a shrub right there. And as you can see, as we go down, and this is the access road that is east facing. You can see just all sorts of decorations of all sorts on the graves here. People leave stuff for their loved ones. So we'll come down here, and we'll come to the end here, and this, I think, will just give you an idea of what the Mount Vernon Cemetery looks like. The residential places on to the left of us, and then the road binds the cemetery on two sides. So anyway, this is the gate, and I would assume you would usually kind of even like go out. So as you can see, it's definitely, and this is a foggy day, but I think it will give you a good idea here. So okay, I hope you found that interesting, and we are heading out.